are a lot of lies coming out of this particular group, or maybe it's not lies, maybe it's delusion related to these things here. One of the major lies is that women will like you and treat you well over there. Another lie is this, that they're not paying for these interactions. All right, I'm going to have to call foul on that one.
Y'all be acting like American women are all that. Soon as you travel international, you like, what was I doing? Hey guys, everybody, shout out to the, what is it called? The Passport Bros. Shout out to the Passport Bros because they're trying to tell you, American women make up a small percentage of women worldwide. Okay, they make up a very small percentage. Just look at our population against the rest of the world. They make up a small percentage of women. So we sometimes, and then when you start boiling down where your location is, you've got a small subset of women that you're dealing with, small. And then, of course, when you have the entitlement, you have the monetization of them, it's happening worldwide. But you're really restricting what you have going on with these women, and you get frustrated. And it is not until you get your passaporte.
Well. It seems as though Coach Greg Adams has changed his tune a little bit about the passport community. Now, in fairness, I don't know which one of these clips came first, but I'm assuming it's the latter. The one where he's actually talking in support of the Passport Bros, the Brothers Who Travel community. Now, I felt it was only a matter of time because I feel as though there's only so much defense that men can have for dating women in the West before they actually realize it's probably not the best move for a lot of men. That's what I'm going to say. It's probably not the best move for a lot of guys. Now, he's right, man. The women in the West represent only a small subset of women globally. As in, not all women, in my opinion, is what I think he's saying. Not all women are created equal, and not all women are the same in different parts of the world. And if a brother chooses to travel, it should not be for any other reason than the fact that they want to. Because I don't want you to feel like you're pressured to deal with women abroad if you don't want to, right? Because nobody's going to force you to get your passport and travel abroad. Nobody's going to force you to get your money together, get your finances together, budget yourself, put it in your head that you're likely to find something better abroad if you don't want to do it. If you're comfortable where you are, complacent where you are, stay where you are. Okay? Stay where you are. Because there's no need for you to go over there if you're going to go over there with a negative mindset, right? If you're going to go over there thinking, well, I'm just here to use and abuse these women. If you're going to come over there with that thought, then this is not the community for you, because there are quite a few women that are very smart and will not allow you to abuse them in that way. But for me, when I hear black men bringing down other black men about their choices in women and where they choose to go abroad, it disappoints me, because I know it's only a matter of time before you see abroad is the place to be. That's just me. It's only a matter of time before you see abroad is the place to be. But hey, that's just me. That's just my opinion. I can't force you. I will only ask you one time to open your mind to different experiences and let's see how it goes. But with the brother Coach Greg Jackson, the brother that preaches a free agent lifestyle, it baffled me when I put out the first video to think that this brother was really coming after us in that regard, right? Calling brothers delusional and shit. I was like, yo, that kind of hurts a little bit. Because a free agent lifestyle to me means I can go anywhere and do anything and do what I want to. Of course, what that means, as long as I ain't breaking the law. And I can get it in and have my fun. But it was almost as if he was saying, now you can only do that in the States and dealing with certain women, because if you go abroad and think these women like you, you're delusional or you're crazy and you're not in your right mind. Not knowing that women out there don't necessarily date foreigners for the money, right? Granted, our economic status when we go abroad is probably a little bit better than it is in the United States. The amount of money we make doesn't necessarily change. Of course, until you level up, right? So this the amount of money that you have, it doesn't necessarily change. It just goes a longer way abroad. And I don't know about y'all, but if you knew that your money could go longer in another country, don't you think it would be worth it to at least check it out? That's what I'm saying. If you knew your money could go longer in another country, don't you think it would be worth it to check it out? Now, you can continue dating and being in the West if you want to. Nobody's going to argue against you, and damn sure nobody going to fight you to go abroad. But you see about all the brothers that are talking about the happiness that they feel when they are dealing with women in other countries, the king's treatment, the attitudes, the behaviors, the mannerisms, and things that the feminine side of women that you just don't get to see a lot in a place like the United States when you deal with the modern women. Don't you think that it would be worth it to check it out? Right? I think it is. Personally. Because you can't have all of these brothers saying the exact same thing and it completely be wrong. But now, again, when you go abroad, your experiences are going to differ from somebody else's experiences, right? I'm not going to say that every experience abroad is going to be the same. But when the overwhelming majority are telling y'all something, don't you think it's worth it to listen? Now, I understand. Like I said, it seemed like my man switched his tune up, but I understand that Coach Greg Adams, apparently he's a decent coach, man. You know, and I fuck with that. And I think he has some great points of views. But in the beginning, you know, when you was dogging the community, I was like, damn, I felt the way about that, right? But now I see that the tone has changed a little bit. And I know why, man. Because when you realize what's out there, granted, I assume he's traveled, because he looks like a brother that's, you know, well-to-do and he can do it if he wants to. But if he hasn't, I encourage him to do so. But when you do travel abroad and you do get that one opportunity to see something different than what you're used to dealing with, and you're not sitting here trying to create strategies and tips and things for dealing with women in the West, as opposed to saying, you know what, let me just go over here real quick and see what these women are like and see if my strategies and everything will be the same, or if I even need a strategy. You might realize, man, I don't have to jump through hoops. I don't have to deal with as much of headaches as I would have to do with dealing with women in the West. And when you realize that life abroad and dealing with most of these women abroad is somewhat making your life easier than harder, I think that's really where the perspective changes for a lot of men. I really do believe that's where the perspective changes. Because not only am I able to live my best life, get my peace and tranquility, but have a nice young lady on my side that's willing to do things for me and not necessarily look at me like, oh my God, I'm the human ATM, because women out there in the world actually have their own jobs and their own responsibilities and things that they pay for on their own. And sometimes, as crazy as it seems, they're willing to go out and pay for you to do shit, especially when you're abroad. It's like a man can't fathom that. I understand what a man's role is, right? Duty to protect, provide, and be responsible for. Especially if you choose to commit yourself to a young lady in any capacity, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, etc. But yeah, when you do get to that point in your life and you know what's your duty and responsibility, if a girl wants to, or a young lady wants to do that for you, are you going to say no? Why? Let her feel like she's contributing, right? Because she's got money, she's willing to do it. Why not let her do it, right? I just think that guys who have never been abroad don't understand that women overseas actually have things going for themselves. And they're not just sitting on their hands, like I said before, waiting for foreigners to come and talk to them or some shit like that. Right? Now, of course, you do got some young ladies that come from more harsher ends of the world and, you know, more poverty-stricken places. And, they do tend to somewhat use foreigners, but ultimately they know that the foreigner may be their way out. So they're going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that this man is taken care of, he's fed, and they're doing their part to make sure that this man is the one that they choose. And they're going to commit themselves, you know, like I said, man's going to commit resources, woman's going to commit to being who she needs to be in a relationship to make it work. If that's the play, then that's the play. At least she knows what her role is. And she's not fighting against it. She's not arguing against it. She's not saying, oh, you're making me a slave. You're not doing this to me. You're not doing that to me. This is my rights, my human rights. Oh, you're fucking sexist. You know, you're not hearing that shit. It's just, I know my role and she knows hers. And that's the play, man. I think abroad will always be the play. My gentlemen, I think y'all know. If y'all enjoyed this video, man, you already know what to do. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel in any capacity, there's a heart in the corner down at the bottom that says thank you. Doc would highly appreciate that one. You know, PayPal, Cash App, man. We're trying to build the channel up, man. We are definitely going to build the movement. I'm definitely participating in the movement, and I hope you guys are too. Y'all know what time it is, man. Time for the good night to go. Get to getting. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out. Peace.